Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making yogurt, a very rich yogurt at home without much equipment. You don't even need any equipment, just the things you have in your kitchen. And then we're going to be making use of full fat milk or full cream milk. We need a milk that has all the fatness, all the cream in it. We don't need a skim milk for this process. So the brand I use is Lacto Rich. You can use any brand that is full cream or full fat milk. You can use um any one of your choice, and then we're going to dilute it with hot water, which is what I'm transferring into this bowl. The full recipe for this yogurt is going to be somewhere in this video or at the description box, so do well to check out wherever I post the recipe. So I'm going to also get a culture, that's a yogurt that has culture in it, and I'm going to be making use of a yogurt that has the taste that I like, because whichever culture you make use of in your yogurt will automatically be the taste of your yogurt. So I'm transferring my water gradually, and what we are doing here is to the major aim is to mix in the milk into being a liquid milk. But if you have a liquid milk, you can just, avoid all this stress and just go ahead and boil it and make it hot. Okay. So, but here we don't have a liquid milk, we have powdered milk, which is also good as well. So that's what I'm doing. I added some water, some portion of the water, so I can use it to, dissolve the milk. As you can see that the milk is not smooth yet. So that's what I'm doing with my wooden spatula. So I'm breaking up the lumps in this milk, and if you watch closely, you're going to see how thick this milk is. So after this, I'm going to add more water. Just keep watching. Then another thing I would like to tell you is that yogurt is something that has to be done with the you know done in a warm place. And if you're making your yogurt, just be sure that you have everything standby, everything that will make your yogurt warm until the incubation process is over. So you understand what I mean by this when you keep watching. So at this point, I'm going to go in with my wicks. My wicks is to help me break up the lumps in this milk. If you have those bigger wicks, it's very perfect for this. And this yogurt is suitable for your parfait. If you are making yogurt, Greek yogurt for sale, if you are making normal drinking yogurt, you can use this particular recipe. It's very, very good. So at this point, you can see me still breaking up the lumps because we want this yogurt to be as smooth as possible. So that's what I'm doing here. And after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and add the remaining hot water. So let's say you are going to be using 40 cups of water. What I would like to do is to add about 30 cups of hot water and use 10 cups of cold water to dilute it, because we want the temperature of this milk not to be very, very hot. You want it to be very bearable, like the type that when you put your hand in, it doesn't burn your fingers. Okay, so that's the type we want to use and make this yogurt. So yogurt is science. You have to be very careful when you're making yogurt, and you have to follow this step by step, and you know listen to what I have to say from watch from beginning till end. You understand it. So at this point, I've added about 70% of the hot water, and this is me adding cold water. So I'm adding it and I'm measuring it because it has measurement to be followed, which I'm going to drop the recipe. Please, if you are watching up till this moment, help us and subscribe, like this video, follow this page, and you'll get to see more amazing videos like this. You can also check up our channel because we have nice and interesting recipes that you would like to watch and probably make for your family at home. So at this point, I've added the extra water that needed to be added, and this is the culture I'm going to be using. It's a yogurt that has live culture in it. So when you want to get your yogurt for culture, you're also going to look out for a yogurt that has culture in it, live culture. You're going to see it on the body. It's either the right life culture or probiotics. It has to contain probiotics or life culture for you to be able to use it. And what I like to do is to make a small batch of yogurt with the culture. That's the yogurt I bought before using it for my big batch, and which is what I just poured in that green bowl because I made a little batch of this yogurt earlier, and when it formed, I knew that the culture was active. I don't know if you get what I mean, but that's how I do mine. So I won't get to flop the whole milk that I bought. So that's what I just introduced, and you can see how I checked the temperature of this milk. If you go back, you will see how I checked it. I dipped my finger in it to make sure that it's not so hot before introducing this culture in it. So then I'm going to wrap it with this cling film, and after wrapping it, I'm going to make sure to trap all the heat in this milk. It's warm now, and we need to also store it in a warm place. So if you're making a small batch of this yogurt, you will still follow this process. You just have to wrap it so well to trap in all the heat. We don't want any of this heat to escape. So I'm going to first of all wrap it in a nylon. Then I'm going to use my duvet. I used my duvet because this is quite big. I can't use my kitchen towel for it. So I used my clean duvet. My duvet is well cleaned and the bucket is well wrapped. So nothing happening here. So I had to wrap it up very well so that the bottom of the bucket will sit comfortably on the ground when I finish wrapping it, so it doesn't pour. Okay. So after wrapping it, I'm also going to use a nylon bag to secure it very well. You're going to see that in no time. So this is what I'm securing here. So after that, you are going to keep this in a warm place. At the point I made this video, the weather in my area was so cold. It's very cold that any mistake, this milk is going to get cold. That's why I use duvet, because duvet helps to trap in heat. Okay. So after wrapping it, I'm going to keep it in a warm place, in a very warm place, or even if there's no warm place around your house, you're going to keep it in a dark place like your cupboard or your wardrobe or wherever so far it's wrapped. So this is after 14 hours. Let's see what it looks like. I brought it out and I'm going to reveal it here in the camera for you guys to see it. Please, if you've not liked this video, this is the perfect time to just hit the like button, subscribe and follow if you have not. It doesn't take any money to subscribe. Just subscribe, please. I'm begging you guys. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you see all the amazing recipe that I'm going to drop here. So I've successfully opened the duvet, and this is me about to show you guys. If you look at it very well, you can see that it's still very warm. That's the steam in the nylon is still very warm, and look at it, guys. The yogurt was super nice, like it formed so well. And the next thing I'm going to do now is to stir it, try to break those little lumps on it. So that's what I'm doing. When you make yours and your own comes out smooth, you don't have to stress so much to break this lump. But because I'm making this big batch of yogurt, you can't be so perfect. You just have to break it down very well. Then you are going to sweeten it the way you want. Some people sweeten theirs with honey, some with sugar, some with date syrup. But me, I would like to sweeten mine with sugar because that's what I use for mine. So the total recipe will be at the description box, just like I said before. So do well to check it up. Then I added a total of 2 cups in this particular yogurt, 2 cups of sugar in this yogurt, and that's it. So at this point, the yogurt was not so smooth the way I wanted. So I have to go in with my whiskey machine. But this procedure, this step is totally not compulsory if you have your yogurt come out so smooth. Okay. So I'm just going to, go around and break those lumps. And in no time you're going to see how smooth and silky this yogurt is going to come out. This yogurt, you can use it for your normal drinking yogurt by adding extra water, or you can sieve out the water in it and then form Greek yogurt. However you want to consume yours is totally fine, okay? But the consistency of this my yogurt was so perfect that I didn't need to add any water or reduce any water or whatever that comes out of it. It's just so nice. So after smoothing this out, I'm going to refrigerate this thing, this yogurt, and the next morning is going to be thicker. So whenever you make your yogurt and it comes out watery, don't be scared, okay? Because it's still going to come together and form a very thicker yogurt. So just refrigerate it first before concluding on anything. This yogurt stayed for 14 hours before it could form, but your own can form from 8 to 14 hours depending on the temperature of the location where you are. So if you are in a hot a place where the weather is hot, you can also leave it for like 8 to 10 hours before checking your yogurt. And when you are incubating your yogurt, it's not advisable to keep checking the place or to keep opening and closing it. Just make sure you keep it where no one would disturb it for the period of incubation. But if the weather in your area is cold, you can keep it for longer period. Either ways, they give the same results. And for best result, you should keep it for 8 to 14 hours. That's what matters. All right. So after turning it and making sure it's smooth, so after that, I'm going to refrigerate this yogurt, and this is what it looks like after refrigerating it for some hours, and it came out so thick and creamy. And you guys, this yogurt was so nice. Everybody kept on complimenting me for this yogurt. It was used for an occasion actually, and I used it for yogurt parfait. So this is the yogurt parfait. And if you want me to drop a video of how to make my granola, I'm going to drop it. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.